All right. So, bro, the Man of Steel movie, pretty damn good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's pretty damn good.
And I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of Superman either, too. So.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like fucking Superman. I think he's an asshole. From what I've seen in The Dark Knight Returns, the comic movie,
Hawk scene,
the way he was standing there with the fucking eagle and his chest and just his fucking twirl just flowing in the air. He's like, I don't know, Bruce. He's like, can you really? Why are you doing this right now? Get the fuck off my farm. and we're talking about just real quick. We're talking about The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, I believe. Was it Part 1 or Part 2?
Part 2.
That was Part 2?
Yeah.
It was Dark Knight Returns Part 2, where pretty much Superman goes against Batman, and it's like when fucking Bruce is like old as fuck.
He's a stubborn dude. He won't die.
No, he won't die. But in the end of the movie, they think he does, but he doesn't.
We just pulled another movie. You didn't warn him.
Well, fuck you guys. You need to watch these superb movies. It was a great animated movie. The fucking Joker dies. What?
And Batman can't shoot a gun for his life.
Yeah, Batman can't shoot a gun for shit. But he can get stabbed. Batman does like to get hurt in this movie. It's weird. I don't know. I think he's kind of... he's a master of getting hurt. But it's based off a comic that was made in like 1980s, if any of you know. So it's been common knowledge for a while within the comic book world. But I understand if you're not too into the comic book world. I know it's kind of hard to miss a couple things. Plus, not a lot of people are into DC. We favor Marvel more than DC, so just...
Yeah, there's this post recently that says, I like DC characters, I just hate DC.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So, going on with the Superman movie. Now, bro.
Right.
So, there's been these Easter eggs. So, stuff hidden within the movie. Like, in one of the Iron Man movies, I believe it was the first one, you see, like, Captain America's shield.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Was it in the third one or the second one? Something with Captain America's shield, the fucking...
It was third
Thor's hammer. All this fucking...
It was second. Yeah, second.
Yeah, second movie. All these little Easter eggs alluding to different stuff within the whole genre, within the universe. Now, when they made this movie, they didn't make it... They made it so it's its own standalone movie, where there's no other superheroes in this fucking place. Now, I'm sure all the other superheroes were going fucking crazy when the center of the Earth was being destroyed and gravity is going awry. They're like, why is everything rumbling? This is weird. Definitely every superhero that's within Metropolis, New York kind of area. Yeah, or Kansas. Definitely that's really bad. But these are kind of Easter eggs that I kind of liked. So the LexCorp logo was shown a couple of times on buildings and on trucks.
Ooh.
So I don't know if they're probably going to do something with Lex Luthor next. I think that would be kind of great. Probably give something else to Superman, which I'll go back onto this with the whole Lex later. Because Lex, he's a human.
Yeah.
Human pretty much going against a god, and that's kind of iffy. But obviously, Lex always challenges Superman's moral code, and which, when we talk about the end of the movie, that may play a part into him getting his moral code straightened together. Next is Kara Zor-El, also known as Supergirl.
She was there?
No, hold on. The ship from the beginning of the movie is hers.
The ship?
The ship. That was there for like 5,000 years or 50,000 years or something like that. In the prequel comic, she got her own ship for herself, and she traveled, she was going to different planets, and pretty much she would make new Kryptons there.
Yeah.
She was part of that group. She was part of that class of all these wonderful things, but something went awry. Everyone on her crew ended up dying, and she ended up surviving, I believe. And the pod that was hers was open in the movie. Now, in the movie, they found out where it was. Now, I don't know if they found out where it was because it got activated, then turned off really quick because she got out of the ship. Maybe she rewoken when it got activated, and then she turned it off and left. And then that's how the military got there in the beginning of the movie. I don't know, because when it turned on, everything was rumbling, seismic shit, different power stuff. It could be plausible, but obviously this is just stuff. But that ship is Zor-El's. Or Zor-El's, I mean. I think it's Zor-El. But Supergirl's. It's supposed to be Supergirl's. And,
Oh, I thought you said Power Girl.
Power Girl is a different form.
I know, that's why I thought it was Power. I thought you, like, I was questioning it, but I thought it was Power Girl. I was like, alright, we're gonna get that costume next movie.
You fucking sick fuck. There's a Power Girl movie. Go watch that. God.
Is it?
But yeah, that pretty much her ship appeared in the prequel comic, and that maybe she'll be part of the second movie or movies to come. I don't think she deserves her own movie at all or spin-off yet, unless people get a liking to her or how she's gonna be, because obviously we all know how the first Supergirl movie turned out. It was a big bomb.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah. Also, Wayne Enterprise satellite apparently was in the movie.
Oh.
Apparently it was the one that got destroyed when Soups and fucking General Zod were slamming each other against fucking satellites when he hit them up high or some shit like that. Apparently they're there, but the director said that it was only there to pretty much give a tribute to Nolan, so Batman is not in the universe.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't think the Dark Knight series could exist in that universe, because the fight took place around the world and everything like that, and Batman was nowhere to be found. And I don't think this Batman's that clever enough to take on Superman's villains.
Yes, that is true. And also, I've seen a lot of stuff where people are explaining that maybe it's Batman spying on other superheroes to watch them. I know in some comic series where Batman was spying on superheroes, watching them, and all this other stuff. With a whole bunch of things, something called the Eye, I believe. I don't know. It's just something where people are just trying to draw strings everywhere, just trying to bring Batman within its own universe. Because obviously, we would love a Justice League movie. Why not? A combination of superheroes, maybe superheroes getting a chance. Who probably won't get a chance. Now, bro, now we're going to be talking about the movie really quick. We won't really go too in-depth within the movie, I guess you want to say, because, you know, it's been like a week.
I don't know, I might a little bit.
I thought about it, but we, based on our answers, we may be going off of it. So, first, a very simple one. Did he look and act like Superman?
This Superman? Not exactly. I'm used to the curly hair... the one curly hair dangling down the face and that underwear thing sticking out. And I don't know. I think this Superman wasn't as big as a pussy as the other ones. Because, this one, like, immediately knew, like, yep, I have to do this. They're like, yep, I have self-control now. I was like, yep. He was a Boy Scout, but he was dick as well. He was a little bit of a prick. It's like, not a prick, cocky. He was cocky. Which I liked.
He's a rookie Superman. You know, all this shit has happened. The world's being destroyed. Fucking gravitational device being drilled through your planet. About to pretty much terraform your planet. If you guys didn't know, that means making a whole new planet. You know, making mountain ranges and all those fucking shit. Because they had to explain terraforming to us. I was like, why are you doing this? But I guess little kids don't know. But yeah, it's me personally, I think he got the whole Superman persona definitely at the end. Definitely he obviously is a different flavor of Superman, which is great. They're taking on a different flavor. Having the Boy Scout Superman it's needed, but you don't need to overdo it. It's nice to have a different flavor. That's why these movies exist. They draw from all the comics. So they're taking things from all the comics. There's not one canon Superman series. Everyone's written Superman differently. And they've written Superman pretty... I'm trying to think of it. Decently. Though at the end, it's kind of questionable for a lot of hardcore Superman fans. But we'll get more into that when we talk about it. I'm actually going to talk about that one specific moment later. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You alluded to it. So yeah, definitely at the end with the poses. Pretty much Papa Kent.
Yeah.
He beat that in his head.
Yeah, and also that, like, in the comic book series that I know of and stuff like that, both his parents were alive. In this movie, the dad had to die to make a point.
Yes. Which was an extremely powerful message for Superman. I don't think he would be able to learn what he did, or he wouldn't have learned what he needed to do so quickly if his Papa Kent didn't die.
which
Definitely.
was dramatic for me. Well, not
Yes,
it was just like, whoa.
I teared up during that part.
I got emotional.
I teared up. I teared up a lot during this movie. There's a lot of points where I teared up in this movie because I was getting so enthralled in this movie because I didn't think it was gonna be so good. I didn't know why fucking Krypton was being destroyed. I never knew that. I've always knew he was set down. I knew it exploded, but I don't know why. Like, what was the whole thing beyond?
Yeah, and also I thought in my head I always thought it was just a world full of Superman, like just gods, like Thor and stuff like that. But no, it's like there were actual humans in their world, kind of.
Yeah, there were humans, and just because the radiation from our sun, they give them pretty much superhuman strength.
And our gravity is like weaker, but our air is more nourishing for him and stuff like that, and a lot of factors pulled in.
Pretty much, our planet's a giant steroid for the Kryptonian people. They get superpowers and fucking go fucking buck wild. And it's definitely good. Definitely on him learning his powers. All he's really know is flying, heat vision, X-ray eyes, and super hearing, super strength, obviously, durability, and all those. So, kind of basic stuff. You don't get the super breath, the stupid fucking freeze breath.
He had the impenetrable skin.
Yeah, that's the durability and durability kind of stuff. That was great. Definitely him dealing with it, being a young Kryptonian, not supposed to be in this world, and he hears everything, and that would be fucking drives you crazy. And they do make that a point in the movie where Zod can't handle it when his helmet breaks open, and he can't. He's like, "Oh, this fucking noise!" and he's fucking going crazy. He has to be carried off. That was definitely good. How he not learned his powers, but learned a way to control them. And he had all the way... This Superman's like 30 in this movie, in the Earth years. So, like, he had around, 30 years to learn how to control his powers. So, he could pull his punches when he needs to. And definitely, he does stay as that moral pillar with definite stuff they show in the beginning of the movie with people trying to fuck him up.
I don't understand that. It's like, just, why? Like, the kids, just pick him out of the car. He was just sitting in the car reading a book. He's like, nope, I feel like messing with you. I was like, what?
This is fucking dumb.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, if it was us, we'd be like, fuck you, kid. You do a Hancock and throw the kid up in the air and catch him as he comes down.
Tag team him. We're both Superman. Yeah!
Yeah! Fucking power pop! Oh shit, little Jimmy died in this crater that I made. From slamming his lifeless body. He died before he hit. That's the thing. We broke the sound barrier and it erupted the organs.
Dude, our bro fist will break reality.
Oh god. Alright, going on from that. Now, I want to talk the best parts of the movie. Now, I have a lot of parts. Obviously, you could pick and choose the best parts, but I have a lot. There's a lot of parts in this movie that I really, really liked. So you could go on with yours, and I'll go on my long spiel.
Okay, with mine, it was when he was younger and stuff like that, and the mom was all like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to control this and stuff like that. Her doing the best she can and all that junk. And also when the bus fell and stuff like that, and then the little dude's mom was like, this is an act of God. I just started laughing because I didn't think they were going to bring that up or something like that. I was like, but also how he contained his moral code throughout the whole thing and stuff like that. How he wasn't a wuss as much as in this one. He just pretty much knew because it was beaten in him. Well, not beaten in him, just like drilled in him that he had to be in control and stuff. And like when the kids were beating him up, he wanted to hit him so bad, and the dad was like, yeah, I would not have blamed you for it, but you gotta not. And then and the dad was all like, maybe you should have let them die, which is big for a little kid to hear. Yeah. It's like, whoa. And it's like,
I didn't expect him to say that.
But the dad is human, so he doesn't really know how to handle. He handled the situation as best as he could. But then when he was growing up, I like how he messed up the dude's truck. There was a huge dick. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, that was
awesome. I like how he messed up. That's why I said he's cocky. He's like, or how when he was handcuffed, he's like, it makes them feel safer. And
Yeah.
and then he pointed out all these things like, oh, I can see the granola bar, I can see the interserum you're doing working back there. It's like, man. First you came in there like,
It's like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna make him feel safe. Now I'm gonna belittle you the hell out of you. It's like, ah. and when he had to kill Zod, because there was like no other way and stuff like that. Like I liked how it went down. Like it wasn't all like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's like, please stop, because like he knew he could stop him. And the guy said never, and he knew he meant it, so he had to like, and then it's like, oh, it's understandable, and he was all upset about it, but he moved forward and carries it with him. You can tell and stuff like that. And at the end, my favorite part was when he destroys the airplane thing that's supposed to find out where he hangs his cape or whatever, and then the black guy just talks to him like nothing. The military Mega Man, he's like, "Are you effing stupid?" I'm like, man. He was a little cocky there too, and then the girl was all like, "Man, I just think he's hot." I was like, "Whoa, okay, okay." Oh! And when the guy calls him Superman, Superman's doing this. Superman? Yeah, that's what people are calling him. Okay, people just barely found out about him. You made that up, didn't you? Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah. I didn't expect him to call him Superman in this movie. If they'd named the movie Man of Steel, I thought they were going to allude to him as something else. But they actually called him Superman. Lois Lane almost called him
Yeah,
Superman.
I like how they kept the whole theme of, like, you wear glasses, nobody's going to recognize you.
Yeah, that's at the end, where he actually becomes Clark Kent. At the end.
And I don't know, but there's some... Are we going off at just what we liked right now?
Yes, what we liked about the movie. We'll talk about what we disliked.
Okay, and then... Also... I like the boss guy. The boss guy from the news thing. He was like... He was a little bit like that guy from Spider-Man.
Lawrence Fishburne. That's his actor. He played Morpheus.
Yeah, but
he's a great supporting actor.
Yeah, and then he was a good guy at the core. Like he stayed with one of his coworkers when they thought I was gonna die, even though he had a chance to get away. It's like, no, I'm gonna stay with you. It was like, whoa, you would not expect that from a boss, which is like, well.
Yes, that was amazing. That was a nice little side story. Yeah.
When they showed the planet, his planet, and the dad and stuff like that, that was cool. That was really cool.
Alright, so going on what my best parts of the movies are, was definitely in the beginning when they were showing Krypton. That was amazing. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was going to see the stupid fucking spaceship fall into the fucking barn, and then family finding them, and then him growing up into being Superman, magically. But they told us the fucking story of what happened. You learn about Zod. It sets up Zod. It sets up his father.
I like the order of it, too.
Yes, it definitely... the movie was told through flashbacks. Like, the first hour of the movie was really, really good. It was extremely well done. Things being told through flashbacks. Obviously, the pacing may be a little off for some people, but information-wise, this movie was really well done, and Krypton looked, I don't want to say beautiful because it was in destruction, but it's a very high-class society, and that was definitely pretty awesome. It's kind of weird that Soup's father was able to take on Zod for a little bit, and he's a scientist, but whatever. Well, which makes me kind of think, because you know those suits that they're wearing, right? Do those enhance their abilities? I'm not exactly sure.
I think so.
Because when they were on Earth, they were doing superhuman things, and then when they took it off, they were still doing superhuman things.
Well, that was just because of the gravitational pull of the Earth.
That screen they were wearing made it so the... What do you call it? That the sun didn't enhance them at all, so they're still Kryptonians. They were living in a bubble of Krypton. Pretty much, not being affected by anything by the sun or the earth. They're in like spacesuits.
Oh, then yeah.
So like, I don't know. That's what I kind of thought about that. But the father-son relationship with Papa Kent and fucking Clark was awesome. Definitely, he was the authority figure. He's like, I know I'm not your father, but I'm doing the best. best I'm trying to do to raise you. I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you to be responsible. And I'll sacrifice my own life for you to learn for the greater good, which definitely was amazing. A lot of people didn't like that, but I thought that was awesome. That was a big... Because he could have saved him.
Yeah.
He could have saved him right there. But I think if he probably would have saved him, I don't think Papa Kent would have been happy at all. Like, he would be fucking pissed at him. And I'm sure the whole Superman thing would have come out earlier, and Superman may have been a different person.
Definitely.
From what has happened. But definitely his death is a big, big symbol for Superman to, grow the fuck up. And to be responsible with what he has. Because they were talking about, like, I believe, fuck, I can't remember. What's Superman's dad's name? Jor-El?
Probably.
Jor-El? I believe it's Jor-El. Because Jor-El was like, he'll be gods to them. Which is true. Superman is technically, I guess on power level, power scaling, he is a god. He cannot die. You cannot hurt him. He could do anything. He could kill you and kill everything that you love. He knows everything, pretty much. He could hear all across the world. He could see through anything. And, and pretty much he has this moral standing where you can't fuck with him. So it's like, he is a godlike figure. Which is funny because they did allude to God a lot in this movie. And which seems to be a problem with most people, but really, I don't know. It's fucking dumb. Another thing. Superman bounding when he was learning how to fly. When he was told to test his limits always. And I thought that was amazing because before Superman, he used to jump. He was like, he could bound a single building in a single leap or something like that. And he was doing that. And then he finally learned how to fly. And I thought that was fucking amazing that he pretty much had to, he had to jump before he learned how to fly. Like the original Superman did, how he was written originally. And I thought that was pretty damn amazing. Nice little callback to what it was back when. Let's see. Zod's death. I love that Zod's death happened because I believe in all the Superman movies and in some Superman comics, Zod's die. And now a lot of people are pissed that Zod's died because Superman doesn't kill anyone. Or unless he has to. Now, I believe in a comic he did kill Superman, and I believe in Superman 2 he killed a weakened Zod. Like the old school.
Yeah, that's why
Superman.
One of the things I liked about the movie, that they actually gave him a villain that he can actually fight a little bit more out there, not just have to make life decisions. There's an actual fight.
Now, with Zod's death, now, I was tearing up at this part, alright? I was tearing up at this part. It's like, no, Superman, don't do it. Find another way. You could do it. That's you. You always tried to find another way. And since he's like this, he's this green Superman, and this is pretty much like his first day on the fucking job, and he's got to save the world already with this person who's stronger than him because he has training, who pretty much who learned his powers on the go, who was getting stronger by the second, who most likely would have been the one to probably end Superman's life.
Yeah, he was born though. He was born that way to just learn how to fight.
Yes, and that we'll talk about the story of it later. But Zod was getting stronger by the second, getting hold of his power, learning powers. Definitely the heat vision at the end was kind of one of his favorite power to use. Fucking like Cyclops, like I can't turn it off. And at the end, he was about to kill this family, which Supes was surprised. The city was destroyed. Why is there a family in the station again? And, he was holding his head, trying to pull him back. He's like, stop. As you were saying, please stop, screaming, telling him to stop. He was like, never. And he knew Zod was going to kill it. He was he was tagging people without no care. They're fighting through the city, no matter what, and he ends up breaking Zod's neck. And that's a big, big, big learning point with Superman. Because I know, in the second movie, it's probably going to be a big deal with it. Him killing someone, him carrying with it. I'm sure he's going to carry with his movie, and that's what brings back to the whole Lex Luthor thing. Lex Luthor is going to test Superman beyond reason. Because Lex Luthor is a very important man. And if Lex Luthor dies, by Superman's hands, things are not going to be seen very well by him. And obviously, Lex Luthor is gonna be the one who's gonna test Superman morally, and he may be the one who's going to fix Superman out of his funk. That's what I kind of think. Test him beyond reason, make him actually test to resolve the stuff that he learned from Papa Kent and all the stuff. Finally, choosing a different way, finding a different way, because Superman, the Superman we know now, Superman's a big fan of fighting people in space and throwing them up in space to make them not hurt anyone around them. So, Superman could have probably easily done that if he was
if you
not a
twisted
rookie.
him and flew up or something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely something, but obviously, and another thing, there's this little humor thing. I don't know if you caught it, but when they were fighting in that construction area, there's a sign behind them that Zod threw at him before Zod got up. He learned how to fly, he took off his suit, and he was like, yeah. I thought he was going to say kneel before Zod, but he didn't. I was like, fuck. And, he's up there like a god. He was like, I got the hold of my fucking powers. You need, you're going to die, boy. And, I believe Superman gets thrown against a sign that says, 277 days without an incident, and immediately he hits it, and then once he falls down, it goes to 0 days without an incident. I thought that was really funny. He's like, just a small thing with it. And also the fighting. I wish the fight got on longer. Definitely, I wish there was a little bit more build-up to the ending sequence. Yeah. The ending sequence was superb in my mind, but I wish there was a little bit more build-up, because they were just punching. They weren't really, what I kind of expected them to stand in a spot and just fucking punch one another. Seeing everything around them break, their punches breaking the fucking sound barrier, things cracking around them a lot more than what it was, and just this little thing, Zod running up the wall like a dog, was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. I think you remember that. I was like, why the fuck is he doing it? But it looked kind of badass from a different point of view. He looks very primal, like he's out to kill. And I'm guessing that's what the intent that they went on it with. Now, that's pretty much all the things I kind of liked within the movie. That was really big on me. Do you have any more that you have to add?
The one where he took off the cape, I immediately thought of The Incredibles, no capes. I was like,
Oh yeah, I kept thinking of no capes during that movie. I was like, god damn.
And I just like the whole reasoning behind his being a villain is just that he was raised to protect Krypton, and that was his whole purpose, his whole reasoning for existing and stuff like that. So it was he had to be that guy. That's why he was that guy and all that junk.
Yes, going on with what Momo said. Now, this storyline I didn't expect, it's something interesting that you wouldn't expect in a Superman movie. I would expect bad guy doing bad things, but really he wasn't a bad guy. His actions were justified. His planet's gone. Every Kryptonian's gone. He is the last of a dead race, pretty much. And and it's all relies within Superman. It's kind of weird. Every single person who could be born is in Superman's blood. I don't know, it's fucking weird. Genetic code or something along those lines. But on Krypton, everyone was picked at birth what they would be. You're going to be a politician. You're going to be a handyman. You're going to be a scientist. You're going to be a worker. You're going to be a day laborer. You're going to be, anything along those lines. He was picked to protect the planet, and he was following orders from what was beaten into him since he was young. He was trained since he was able to be able to protect the planet Krypton, and that's what he was doing. So what he was totally justified. Though I kind of wish Zod was a little bit more memorable. I don't know why he could be forgotten as a Superman hero. I guess a villain.
Yeah.
The thing you probably mostly remember about him is him dying, and the way he died. But there wasn't a lot. How a lot of people were like. He wasn't very talkative. He didn't really have a lot of stuff.
He had the female talk a lot for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of stuff to say. He wasn't very quotable. There's not a lot of cool quotes from him, but that's perfectly fine. He was a villain. He was kind of like that plain villain, but everything that he believed in and he stand by was definitely solid. It was great. And I don't know if any of that genetic stuff is going to play into the other movie. Maybe it will, maybe it not. I'm not exactly sure. But maybe Kryptonite may fall into this other movie. I'm not exactly sure because they use Kryptonite to power their stuff. So I know a bunch of their ships got destroyed.
Yeah, and I thought kryptonite was something that just messed him up, but it was just because he's not used to his planet's thing and stuff like that. So it's just pretty much his planet pebbles.
It takes on different properties where different places are. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's what I couldn't think about. It was like the kryptonite's the thing that. Oh yeah. The kryptonite's the thing that makes them normal. It's pretty much turning them back to normal. So
yeah, and they did that in a ship because it was supposed to be the air from Krypton or whatever and stuff like that. So he was basically human there. They explained that, and I thought that was the kryptonite, which I thought was like, oh, it's not like a specific rock that was inside the thing. It's like it's actually just rubble from his planet. But I don't know.
It constitutes with the atmosphere. I'm sure if they shoved kryptonite in the face, I'm sure it would have like the same effect like it did with the atmosphere for him. Just because it probably has like the same it's rock. It has different polarities. It has the magnetic field. It probably something deals with that, and it's gonna end up messing with him somehow. Probably gonna be used in the second movie. Lex Luthor's probably gonna have it, and he's gonna be like,
and one of the things when he was trying to destroy the machine, he still had superpowers, even though he was in the core of it, and managed to fly up and just mess it up. Which was like...
in Superman fashion, just fucking flying through something.
Yeah, but it was like, he was supposed to be human then, but he still managed to build up superpowers. It just... I thought he was human-ish. I thought he was turning more human by the second. And also, how his dad didn't just send him to Earth to save him. It was to see if they can inhabit that world as well, but coexist. So it was also kind of a mission for him as well, which I thought it was just to save his life and whatever.
Dragon Ball Z!
Yeah. But also how... I don't know how the whole having the DNA of 1,000 people in him affects the fact that he's super or something like that. I don't know if that's...
No, it's all within the whole radiation of everything that affects why he is super. So, since we're going a little bit too on with this, I think we're gonna go on with the things that we disliked about this movie.
Right.
Now the stuff that I disliked about this movie was Lois. Surprisingly, I didn't like her. No, I didn't like her. I think she was fine being Lois Lane. But what I didn't like is that the relationship that they built up so quickly. It's ridiculous how fast they were able to build up that relationship. Everything spanned within probably a week, maybe at most, a day for all the action. But just I don't know. There's something about that relationship seemed too a little bit too forced. It's supposed to happen, but it's a little bit too forced. Oh, I forgot something I also liked is that he donned. He took on the persona Clark Kent. He's working at the Daily Planet. He was wearing the glasses.
I like the reasoning behind it too.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I like that.
It's dumb. But alright. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually talked about how Zod felt a little flat as a character, but yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much what I'd really disliked about the movie. There isn't really much, except I kind of wanted more fighting between Zod. And that's about it.
What I dislike was... I don't know. I feel like the female of Zod or whatever like that, his female companion...
Her name was Farah or something like that?
Super overpowered immediately and stuff like that. So it was a task to destroy her. But Zod was getting messed up right away. And stuff like that. I don't know. She was more... she learned quicker how to maintain... not like... She didn't have to experience all the control stuff like that, but she stayed focused more and stuff like that. And how easily Lois Lane found Superman, even though it was years apparently of him trying to have secret identities, but she's just like, oh, I'll just go back with the paper trail of this. Oh, okay.
Oh wait, speaking of finding Superman, when Superman came down and destroyed that fucking jet and came back at the end of the movie, he's like, I grew up in Kansas. Oh shit. Let's go try to find any towns of any weird actions that happened.
Yeah.
To figure out who the fuck did it. I'm like, what? Me thinking about it now, I didn't catch it then, but after the movie, when I was thinking about it, when I got home, he fucking told him where he lived.
Yeah.
Lived in Kansas, even though he's living in Metropolis now, but
still, Lois Lane found it. I'm sure military people are gonna find out. It's like, come on.
I don't know, man. Maybe the military's retarded. I'm not exactly sure.
But I mean, we can connect the dots. It's like, oh, we just focus on Kansas now. That narrowed it down.
So, all in all, now, do I think this is a good movie for someone to watch if they're not a Superman fan? Me and Momo aren't Superman fans. We kind of dislike Superman in a way, right?
Definitely.
And I loved it. I really did enjoy this movie.
Ditto.
Definitely, me and him are not really big on the lore. We kind of know, like, the basics from what we've seen in cartoons and a little bit of, like, the movies and stuff. But I really enjoy this movie. I'm guessing the basic fan would love this movie. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, which I believe it could have gone longer if they added more Zod fight. I wish there was more Zod fight.
But the movie length was alright. Due to the whole origin explanation and stuff like that, which I was okay with the whole length of it.
Mm-hmm. The origin, definitely. I love the origin. I love learning it. Definitely something you did not know. Definitely, it's not knowing something and learning about it. It's definitely great. I love the origin was great. I love how long it was. I love how it was told. I loved everything about the origin. I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad they didn't do he fucking crash landed and now he's Superman. Like, I'm glad they didn't do that. At least they told the origin, which they should do with the movies, and definitely if they're trying to reboot it and try to create a story beyond that. Now, if you were to rate this on just like an entertaining movie goer kind of rating out of 10,
10 out of 10, actually.
10 out of 10?
Well, or a Russian 9. Because, like I said, because in cartoons, Russia always puts out that 9 when there's like always 10s across the board. And Russia puts the 9. So, a Russian 9. Because, like I said, there was like some flawed things and like how it's not like 100% his origin and stuff like that, probably, from what I know, because his dad was supposed to live, but I also like that the dad had to die because of this reasoning, but in the end, his dad is still there in the comics, so it's like, and then, I don't know, like you said, the fighting scene could have gone longer, for sure, and, I don't know, I was expecting to have more, like, other superhero hints around there, but like I said, I don't think Batman could the Dark Knight Batman series could exist in this series or this universe and stuff like that, so I don't know what's going on there. But overall, I did like it a lot, even though I'm not a Superman fan, when I was expecting like, I'm probably just gonna be like, it was alright. But actually I liked it. I liked this Superman.
And going off that, I'm gonna give it a lower score than that. Now, on superhero movies, this is top notch. Like, this is top notch beginning superhero shit. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 movie for like superhero movies. Like, this is great. But now, if you're trying to like, I guess you say for the general audience, I'd probably give it around an 8. An 8 because obviously some things they may not understand with all scientific things, but my personal opinion, I would give it a 10 out of 10 just because it fucking was a superb comic book movie with a lot of stuff into it, a lot more than most comic book movies are. There's a lot of, deeper meanings with everything, like you said, and that's definitely nice. Obviously the characters weren't as crazy, but the execution of how you do it is, and they executed this superhero movie definitely way better than they have executed in general, Hollywood, in general, any other movie. Definitely with the Wolverine movies. I don't want a fucking Wolverine movie. Oh my god. We'll talk about that next time on the podcast. Movies that don't need to be made. I'll write it down right now. Movies that don't need to be made.
You know what?
Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Smiley.
No, in the comics or the cartoon series, didn't the Superman's mom make the costume? Like she sew it together, but in this one he got it. It was pre-built or something like that, and it looked nothing like the one the dad had. The dad had was just only a suit. It didn't have a cape, and it wasn't black like his dad's. It was just immediately red and blue.
I think that's Doomsday Superman, I think. Or maybe that was Zod wearing Doomsday Superman. I don't know. Everyone had different kind of Under Armours. Pretty much that's like a big onesie Under Armour kind of thing. You know how people wear long johns. That's pretty much what it is.
But like I don't know, I was questioning that too. Like the dad had it
I
pre-made.
don't, but I don't question the costume very much because I don't really know much about it. I don't know if Mama made it for him, or I don't know if it was something he makes specifically, or anything along those lines. And also, Superman has total control over his eyes, where he's able to suture a wound, by the way, which was interesting to me. I forgot to throw that.
But it does hurt his eyes. You can tell, like, it gets veiny, and then he's always like, afterwards.
Yeah, he's always screaming when shooting out his lasers. But I think we're probably going to end this off this episode. For those of you who actually listened to this, we probably took around 40 to 30 minutes talking about the Superman movie. And that's pretty damn good when we're ever having a conversation where it'll be able to last a long time. But thank you guys for viewing and liking and sharing and all those wonderful things. And you got anything to say before we get off, Momo?
Alright.
So until next time, guys, my name is Luna. As always, stay frosty, true believers.
Momo, press on.